What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and today I'm going to be giving you my top 3 tips to make more putts, especially in tournaments. So let's get into it, guys. So we all know that good putting is the foundation for a good round. There's times that I'm putting really good and driving pretty bad, and I still shoot around even or have a decent round. But the days that my putt is struggling, those are some rough rounds, man. If my putt's really struggling and really off, then most of the time it's a high number. So today we're gonna work on 3 tips that can fix that. Tip number 1 is to keep everything simple. You don't wanna move your arm a whole lot while you putt. You want it to be straight in line with the basket. So straight in, straight out. Even if you're a spin putter, you're gonna be spinning the disc from straight in to straight out. So I'm about 30 feet away from the basket, and this putt, I'm trying to keep my arm straight in and straight out in line with the basket. Even with missing this last putt, it was in line with the basket, and then here I am for my drop-in comeback putt. So I am more of a push putter, which means that I'm using my fingers to generate spin on the disc. So my normal putt is pretty much straight into my kneecap to straight at the basket. And then at the very end, I've got a little bit of a pop that I do with my fingers. That gives the disc enough spin to push towards the basket without going too far. If you're a spin putter, then your shot may look a little more like this. It's kind of into your core and then straight out to the basket, and you're spinning the disc with your wrist. This is a putt that you'll have to do on windy days. I still push putt, or I'll kind of migrate into a smush putt on those kind of days. But whatever your putt is, you want as few moving parts as possible. So the closer you get to the basket, you can even cut out this weight shift in your body and just use your arm. Calvin Heimberg has talked about this a little bit in some of his putting tip videos. Tip number 2, always have a clear mind when you're on the putting green. No matter how good your form is, how many putts you make in practice, if you have negative thoughts in your mind while you're putting, it's gonna cause you to miss a lot more putts than if you're having positive thoughts. You're visualizing the putter going in the basket. Personally, I don't pick out a specific chain link or spot on the basket. I just visualize the putter going into the basket. I look at the pole and kind of how high I need to aim. And with my style of putt, most of the time, I'm only aiming high or low because the putt is going straight towards the basket. Now, the farther out I get, 60 feet or more, those are bonus putts to me. So anything from 50 feet and out, I'll add a lot more movement from my body and a lot more spin in my wrist. And I'm more or less just trying to get the disc close to the basket, give it a chance to go in and not go too far past. And with that said, that brings me to tip number 3, and that is to know your circle of confidence and to work on extending that confidence out farther and farther, especially while you're practicing. So you want to start out practicing putts that you know you can make and really get a feel for where your confidence circle is. Or do you still miss a few from time to time? Find out where your 100% range is and work in practice to try to extend that range out to be as far as possible. So what I really like to do when I'm practicing my putting, and I'm actually like trying to increase my circle and my confidence kind of at the same time, is I will start out from a distance that I know that I can make 10 in a row. So I'll start out at like 20 feet, make 10 in a row. Woo. That one was a little bit to the right. So then I would move back to here, which is where I would say like the edge of my confidence circle is. So that's about 33 feet, 36 feet, somewhere around there. So that's the edge of my confidence circle. And I would just hang out here for a little bit until I made 10 in a row. Until I make about 10 in a row and I start feeling really confident from that range. The goal is always to get every aspect of your disc golf game so simple mentally that you can do it without thinking about it. As soon as you think about how to putt or how to drive or how to do anything within your form, it will start to become clunky and off. As soon as you start thinking about how to putt, you're more likely to shank that putt or not give it a smooth push off your fingers into the basket. This is definitely something that everyone struggles with, myself included. Really tough for me to turn my brain off and throw a big drive. I'm always trying to fix my form off the tee, and that's why I struggle so much off of the tee. It's not an easy thing to do to just turn your brain off. I've kind of figured out how to do it on putting because I practice putting so much that I can just turn my brain off and let my body make the putt. So after you've made your stack of 10 from your current confidence circle, that may be 20 feet, that may be 15 feet starting out. Mine is around 30 feet. Once I start making that stack of 10 from 30 feet, I'll move back in like 15-foot increments. So I'll go to like 45 feet and then eventually all the way up to 60, 65 feet. And when you're doing that, the goal now is to make the putts, but not to worry so much about the misses. So you're just trying to make putts from this range until you make a stack of 10, maybe even more, and you feel confident from this range. And that's gonna take a few practice sessions. It's not gonna happen overnight. It took me 3 months or more of solid practice to really be confident from 30 feet. So you may have to hang out here for a few months and miss putts before you're confident from this range. But eventually, that 1 out of 3 from 50 feet will turn into 3 out of 3, 3 out of 7, 7 out of 10, and eventually 10 out of 10. It's just like me with struggling with my drives. You can't get good at something that you don't do. I practice putting more than I practice driving. So naturally, I'm better at putting than I am driving. And that's gonna change this winter. I'm getting ready to start working on my form, working on my drives, and doing the same exercise, but off the tee and trying to throw a little farther each time. You'll putt from that 50 feet, 60 feet, whatever is like 15 feet outside of your comfort zone where you're making every putt. So for me, that's around 30 feet, 25 feet for sure. So 15 more feet, I would hang out around 45 feet and try to make every 45 footer. And if I miss a few, that's fine because I haven't putted from that range enough to make every 45 footer. The most important thing with a training session like this is to end out in your current comfort zone. So for me, like I said, would be about 30 feet. I would stand there and make 10 30 footers before I end my practice session. Whatever you feel comfortable that's gonna make you feel confident leaving the putting green. You don't want to leave the practice session thinking that you can't putt. You want to leave with confidence in your head, seeing yourself make those 30 footers, seeing yourself make all of those putts from your comfort circle. And that's really important because the bigger that comfort circle gets, that allows you to throw more risky upshots and more risky run at it putts that may go 25, 30 feet long. But I'm confident in my putting ability to make the 30-foot comebacker. So that right there is how I would end my practice session. Make about 10 in a row from your comfort circle. And before a tournament, I also warm up this same way. I'll start out really close to where I'm making every putt, build that mental confidence. I'll move back until I'm missing putts from 45, 50 feet. Try to make, 1 or 2 to give yourself some confidence from that range to see where your runs are missing and putt your misses coming back. So if you can make all your comebackers from a 50-foot run, you're good. And then right before they call 2 minutes, I go to my comfort circle, 30 feet, 20 feet, whatever it may be, and I try to make all 3 of my putters that are in my bag and then go to the tee with confidence that you're gonna make all of your putts from your comfort circle. Tell me how many times I said that in this video. You want to be comfortable with every aspect of your game. It needs to be as simple in your mind as turning a doorknob, starting your car, pushing an elevator button. It needs to be a mindless thing that you do. I'm struggling with it on my tee shots for sure. I'm overthinking on the tee. I know I'm doing it. It's a hard habit to break. But once you do, you'll throw farther, you'll putt better, and overall, you'll play better disc golf. Thanks for watching, guys. If you found value in this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel for more tips and tricks like this. I'm thinking about even having some pros on the channel, getting a little bit of their insights as they help me fix some of the broken parts of my game. If you want to learn how I putt personally, then there's going to be a card for that video on the screen right now and a link for it in the description below. And here's another video that YouTube thinks you might like from me. Have a great day. Stay in the fairway, guys. We just park every hole and then we don't have to putt. We gotta talk to somebody on that, because I haven't figured that out yet.